Last but not least, we are on to tutorial number 4. Tutorial number 4 has a lot going on in it. We have a husband and wife. We have a dependent. Um, we have health insurance, obviously, it's got to be on every return. We have a W-2, Schedule A, Schedule E rental properties. We haven't done those before and or in previous examples. Um, so it doesn't look like there's too much going on here other than we have the two single family residents. Some fair rental days are 300 as opposed to this one being 360. We've got some expenses. It doesn't look like depreciation is factored in on these rental properties, which is something we are going to be shooting a series of supplemental videos on for both Schedule E and just regular Schedule C sort of clients and the assets that they have that need to be depreciated on there. So let's just jump into it real quick. We'll take care of this one and rock and roll. So we are going to start off by entering in a bogus social, just like we have previously, 400-789-789. So 400-789-789. Start the return. We're going to put in the husband and wife's information. I generally pause the videos just to speed the time up, but I'm going to go ahead and just enter this one all the way through. So this is Mark Whitmore, who is born on 6/15/1974, and he's a production manager. I'm abbreviating that. And his spouse is Miranda. Lovely name, Miranda. And same last name, carries it forward for me. Thank you very much. Her social is 404-552. Doesn't really matter. 10/11/1979. Oops. 2 3. And I put that in as 10. And what does she do? She's an admin. All right, moving on down. Address is 89. I think multiple people live at this address here. 89 Cohen Way. It's like they tried to make my life easy or something. Okay, it's not working. Cohen Way. And that's in 30124. 30124. What did I do wrong there? Cave Springs. And we are in Georgia. And 706 is the area code for a lot of places over there. And that's not going to like that 700. All right, continue on our way. Samantha, what did I do? Oh, that's what I did. I screwed it up. 30124. Now it likes it. Secondary phone number must be 10 digits. See how it's keeping me straight and keeping me from screwing all this stuff up? Isn't that lovely? We click yes here for dependents. And Samantha, also a beautiful name. Whitmore. Date of birth is 5/16/2004. I had graduated college by then. 425-552-008. And we got a daughter. Lived with us for 12 months. Nothing else really going on there. Nothing specified in the tutorial. If we had additional dependents, click Add Dependent right there, ready to go. We're going to add the next, we're going to go to our income item, which is a W-2. And I'm going to go right there. That's how I like to navigate. You choose what's most comfortable to you. And there we go. And the wages, who is this for? This is for Miranda, the spouse, the mom. And 22465 is there. And then 1976 there. And we're in Georgia. And we've got 124123456 as an EIN. And 1426 there. Go ahead and click continue. If you had multiple states on a W-2, just as a little side note, We see it quite frequently. Truck drivers and so forth. Just click Add State, and you can go ahead and enter the wages that correspond to that state. All right. We are going to now go to the Schedule E, which looks like the only other income item here. So I'm going to jump down here to rents and royalties. I'm going to click continue, and we're going to put in the type. This is per what I'm looking at, a multifamily residence. The address is 2216, and that's correct. And it is 100% use, and the rental payments would be 11,250. Refunds, returns, and allowances doesn't give anything for that. Enter the number of days that the property was rendered at fair market value, 360, and personal use is going to be 0. And is it a joint venture? Did you materially participate? Generally speaking, you're going to check this. If you want your losses and your gains to carry over to the 1040 for that Schedule E, you either need to be a real estate professional or have materially participated in that activity. So we're going to click continue here. We're then going to add in the expenses for that, and there just looks like there's a utilities expense of $5,000, which I don't know who makes these scenarios up, but it is what it is. And then we've got cleaning of 293. Usually what you'll see in there as well, on 99% of the time, is you'll see a depreciation. Residential rental property, 27 and a half years. It's one of the advantages of buying these. In addition to, they must have already paid it off, or let's make up a scenario here. Yep, they've already paid this property off. That's the reason they don't have any mortgage interest, and they've already fully depreciated this property because they've owned it for 30 years. So that makes it the scenario a little more believable here. So let's click add another property, and this is a single family residence, and I'm going to put this in as Mongolia. Oops, it's not Magnolia, it's Mongolia. And the address is 8 Mongolia. Cool. And rental payments, $71.25. And the refunds, returns, and allowances, nothing there. Enter the number of days the property was fair rental, 300. And it says that personal use was 0, so it just sat there vacant for roughly 2 and some change months. They materially participated. We're going to click continue here, and we're going to put in a couple of expenses, which this expense right here for utilities of $9,000, which is greater than the rental income received, would be probably a flag from the IRS, but hey. Okay, we're then going to click continue. Same thing, they paid this property off. It's got no mortgage interest, and it's already been fully depreciated. Easy peasy. Going to click continue here. And that is all the income we had. If I'm looking at the check number here for the federal, 5910, we've got the same 5910. We are on track here. Let's go ahead and answer our health insurance questions. Up at the top under additional information, the second bullet point says Mark received health insurance. Miranda received health insurance through her employer for the entire year for the whole family. So did you have health insurance? Yes. Did you purchase it through the marketplace? No. No 1095As to deal with. Everybody's covered, all 12 months. Life is beautiful. And then we would add our state return. The state return is not in the scenario, but hey, what the heck, let's do it. We're going to click add state return. Again, we had income in Georgia. and the rental properties were also in Georgia. So this is a resident return. We don't have any non-resident income. Again, they're making it simple on me and you. So we're just going to click continue through here. I don't know of any particular Georgia credits or anything to apply for because, again, I'm not a resident of Georgia. So we're going to call that good. There's our Georgia refund up there at the top. As far as a refund, they wanted it to e-file the return, prep fees deducted, and go directly into their bank account. We know how to do that. We've already done that before. So we're going to click continue here. We're going to answer our due diligence questions because we do have an EIC calculation on this return. So that's what this refund is reflecting at the top, and we answer these questions according to what the taxpayer provides. So in this scenario, I am filling these out in order to get the credit for the individual. That's not always the case. Answer the questions according to the responses from your taxpayer based upon questions that you should ask. That's my legal disclaimer there. Don't just fill them out like I am. It's not the way it's done. Did you complete this return based upon information? Yes. Did you ask adequate questions? I did. Did you determine that they were able to? Yep. Did Nope, it all seems straight to me. Did you satisfy the retention requirements? Yes. Additional information, so see scanned documents. Did you ask the taxpayer if they could provide? Absolutely. Did you ask this? Yes. And did they say this? Yes. Is the child currently or intended to be a qualifying child on any other individual's tax return? No. My kid, married, filing joint. Thank you. EIC, did you explain the taxpayer? Yes. Did you explain that he or she not lived the taxpayer half the year supported child? Did you explain to the taxpayer that he or she may not claim EIC if the taxpayer has not lived with? Yes, I did do that as well. Yes. Have you determined? Yes. And do you certify this is all correct? Yes. This is a disclaimer, just like what I did before, or slash an informational. Hey, this is serious stuff. You're going to want to make sure you answer these questions. Again, just a little side note, sidebar, disclaimer. Click continue. We're going to select. Boom. Tells us that we answered everything correctly. If anything on here was answered incorrectly, or I shouldn't say that, if it was answered in a way that then doesn't qualify the individual, or they're not allowed to do it or take it, it would then tell you based on your responses, not allowed. You may have filled this out correctly and they're not allowed to have it because they don't qualify for the credit. It's just the way it is. So we're going to go in here, we're going to do a direct deposit. We're going to put in the individual's email address. We're going to go ahead and, prep fees. We need prep fees in there. Yeah, we don't want to go that crazy. Let's go 7. We're getting paid today. Go to our state refund. That's going to follow suit of the federal. Unless you don't want it to, you can select another disbursement type. Even if you're picking a bank product on the federal, the state can come back, or the taxpayer's picking a bank product on the federal, the state can come back a different method. By default, it's assuming that if you pick the federal to come back to be as a bank product, or the taxpayer picks that, sorry for the tongue twister, then the state would generally follow suit. So just to be aware, if your taxpayer doesn't want a state-based bank product, they want to check, they're not really worried about it, or it's going to be come back in some delayed period of time, or it's a small refund and they don't want it to go through there, you're going to go ahead and deselect that or change the disbursement type. Taxpayer's bank account information, name of the bank, Wells Fargo, and the type of accounts, checking, sure, why not. And we're going to put in a routing number, which 12104 121048822. Let's see, 121048822. See if it'll take that. Looks like it's good. 987-654-321. Excellent. And don't care. Yes, I did ask for referrals. Again, that's the question. You may have one, you may have 20 different questions that pop in there. And then you have state IDs. These are not required of every state. Certain states do require that to be input for e-file on state returns or just as an additional validation. I know New York is the one that comes to top of mind right away. Signing the signature. Here you go, Mr. Taxpayer. Will you please sign this? And they oblige. And I don't know what that is, but it works. And then we have the taxpayer, and this would be our spouse signature. Great. Save that signature. Mark the return complete. Mark the return ready for review if that's your workflow within the office. If you need to tag it with any return tags, waiting on additional documents, don't see it. Um, Whatever the case may be, whatever your workflow is in your office, good to go. I'm going to click save and exit because I don't want to transmit this return. So I'm going to save and exit the return. And boom, there you go. This is what would pop up on the reviewer's screen to let them know that there is a return waiting to be reviewed and transmitted. And these are all the returns that I've created as sample returns and so forth. So they would go in, approve them, send them on their way. Very, very simple. So hopefully these tutorials have been of significant value to assist you in your learning curve, expose you to some forms that you may not have had a ton of interaction with, and hopefully make you super confident going into tax season. We thank you very much for your time, and watch the other videos on there, and look forward to working with you guys. Thanks so much.